It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds, and welcome to the dictionary hosted by me, Spencer. That's me. Real quick, right off the bat, let's just talk about this real quick. The episode that aired the morning that I am recording this, what is today? January 6th. Oh, interesting day. The episode that aired this morning of this very show, I listen to them every morning just to make sure that everything is good, remind myself of what I said. Maybe there was something I learned. It helps to solidify the more times I hear it. Anyway, in that episode, I mentioned that the day before, the Golden Globe nominations were announced, and it's very interesting timing because the day before today that I'm recording this, the Golden Globes aired. So last night, of course, we watched those because we are movie fans. We watch some TV, not a lot of TV. It's always a good time to watch that stuff. See who won, see what people wore, see what they said. There was some very fun stuff. Right off the bat, let's shout out the movie Flow. Beautiful, beautiful movie that you absolutely have to see. They won Best Animated Film. And there was something specific that I wanted to mention about the Golden Globes, and I can't remember what it was now. And that is very disappointing and sad, but maybe I will come up with it later. I was up late, didn't get a lot of sleep. So, that's that. Why don't I remember what I was going to say? I mean, I have a lot of opinions and feelings about award shows and certain specific awards and things, but Nikki Glaser killed it. Okay, here we go with the words. Today, the first word is finalise, F-I-N-A-L-I-S-E, because it's the British variation of finalise, with a Z, which will be just shortly in mere seconds. Sound effect today is... Now we have finalist. Noun from 1898. A contestant in a competition finals. You get all the way to the finals. Maybe the final 5 or 6 nominations of an award show. You are a finalist. I don't know if I've ever been a finalist in anything. Now we have finality. Noun from 1833, number 1A, the character or condition of being final, settled, irrevocable, or complete. Someday, this show will have finality. It will be all done, either because I finished reading the book, or I died, or I quit. Those are the 3 main options. I hope it's the first one. Number 1B, the condition of being at an ultimate point, especially of development or authority. The ultimate point, the final point, the last point. Number 2, something final, especially a fundamental fact, action, or belief. It's fundamental. It's the basic idea, the basic fact, action, or belief, the finality. Don't really know how to use that one in a sentence. I got nothing interesting to say about this word. So we're going to go finalise with a Z. Here's the one with the Z, the most accurate, proper American way to spell it. This one is a verb from 1901, and I believe it is only transitive. Yes, I think it is. Number 1, to put in final or finished form. The example is, soon my conclusion will be finalized. And that is a quote from D.D. Eisenhower. I never put together that his first 2 initials were D.D. I always said, because I say it all the time, Dwight D. Eisenhower. It's D.D. His initials were D.D.E. What did he say? Soon my conclusion will be finalized. I will have Put my conclusion into its finished form. You go through drafts. Finally, you get to finalize your thing. Okay, number 2. To give final approval to, as in finalizing the papers prepared by his staff. And that is a quote from Newsweek. Newsweek was talking about his staff was finalizing the papers. They were preparing papers for something, preparing papers for some pizza, prepared pizza papers, and then they had to be finalized. You got to make sure all the dots are crossed and all the I's are T'd, and so everything's got signatures, and all the papers are in order, and you got all the stuff that you need. You got to finalize it. You gotta. Okay, finalization is a noun, and we have some usage information for the word finalize. Very exciting. Come join me on this usage journey. Finalize has been frequently castigated as an unnecessary neologism. I think that's how you say that word. Or as a U.S. government gobbledygook. I was not prepared to see gobbledygook in this usage thing. It appears to have first gained currency in Australia, where it has been acceptable all along. That was in the early 1920s. The U.S. Navy picked it up. Maybe they picked it up from the water. They went down to Australia, picked it up out of the water, and went back. No, they picked it up in the late 20s. That would be the 1920s. And from there, it came into widespread use. It is a standard formation. See the suffix "ize," I-Z-E. And currently, it is most frequently used in government and business dealings. It usually is not found in belles lettres. And I have to remind myself about what belles lettres means. So this is very interesting that I never would have thought that there was some controversy with the word finalize. Belles lettres is literature that is an end in itself and not merely informative, specifically light, entertaining, and often sophisticated literature. So you don't use the word finalize in those types of literature? Okay, interesting. It's U.S. government gobbledygook? Who, if you have strong feelings about the word finalize, did not expect to be asking this question. But please send me a voicemail, an email, or whatever you want, and let me know about what's the deal with finalize. Okay. Is there? I mean, we know it's from the word final. I'm not doing the whistling so good. I don't know the actual sound. Okay, this next one. It's final solution, 2 words. Noun from 1947. It is often capitalized F and S, or the F and the S is capitalized. Oh boy, here we go. It is the Nazi program for extermination of all Jews in Europe. We know that the Holocaust, first of all, really happened. Second of all, was not about just Jews. In fact, we just recently watched a movie that was taking place during World War II, and they were specifically taught, it was like as they were learning about what was going on, it was like, no, it's a whole bunch of other groups of people too. So was the final solution specifically about the Jews, or was it about all of these people that the Nazis didn't like? And wow, just what a concept. This is the final solution. This is the last thing that we can do. This is the last... I don't like it. I don't think it's crazy to say. I don't like this at all. Final solution for any people. Nobody. There should be no final solution for any groups of people whatsoever. Okay, moving on from that ridiculous idea. Now it's the word finance. Oh, you can say this a few ways. Finance, or finance. first form noun from 1739. Number 1, this one is plural, so you would say what? Finances, finances, or finances? Fancy Nancy, financy? Okay, this is money or other liquid resources of a government, business, group, or individual. So they say liquid resources. This is the money that you got in the bank in cash. I think that they're not talking about assets like a house. You have money in a house or a building or something. I don't think that's considered liquid. They say there's the action of liquefying your assets into actual cash money, even though it's all sort of not real. And mostly you have it just in a bank. So those are your finances. Number 2, the system that includes the circulation of money, the granting of credit, the making of investments, and the provision of banking facilities. The whole finance institution of just dealings, money dealings, all those money dealings. We all have to deal with it. I mean, some people choose not to. They choose to do other things with their money, maybe not put it in a bank or whatever. But it's a whole big complicated thing. Oh, finance. Are we? Yeah, we're gonna have financial soon, so that's also related. Sorry, I'm just moving the squeaky microphone arm. Okay, now we have number 3. This is the science or study of the management of funds. Studying how do you manage your funds? Do you put them in a what? In an IRA, a CD, a checking account, a savings account, a money market account, a retirement fund, 401k? I don't know. The list goes on. There's so many types of ways that you can manage your funds. 4, the obtaining of funds or capital, and the synonym is financing. I think that's how you would say it, and that's probably going to be in this episode. Yes, it is. Okay. Let's see. This is Middle English word, finance or finance, which means ending or payment. Seems like it's related to final. What else from Anglo-French? Finir, which means to end or to pay. Fin, which means end. And there's more at the word fine, F-I-N-E, which is coming up in the next episode. So it's related to just the end of a thing. I don't know. How do I feel about this? This is very confusing to me. I feel like I need some more explanation of it. It comes from the verb to end or to pay. Is it like when you're done with the thing, you pay? Once it's been paid, it's done? The transaction is over? I guess that's probably something there. But oh yes, it's a very interesting etymology I was not expecting. I've never thought about the etymology of these financial words. Okay. The second form of finance, this one's a verb from 1866, and it seems to be just transitive. So how do you pronounce this one? Finance? Finance. I would say finance. Maybe it's all 3 options. Number 1A, to raise or provide funds or capital for. To raise or provide, to raise funds for, to raise capital for, to provide funds for a thing, to provide capital for a thing. The example is finance a new house. You are gathering in some way, getting the money, or in this case, it's transitive. So you are there's different possibilities here. Either you're raising the funds, you're finding the money, you're working, you're saving money, or you are providing the funds. So maybe you possibly are giving the money to someone else to pay for a thing. 1B, to furnish with necessary funds, as in finance a son through college. Similar, definitely similar to the first one, providing the financial stuff, the monies for somebody something to pay for a thing. Finance a son through college. Well, that is very nice of the parents to do that. Not everybody has that luxury. A lot of people have to get student loans. That's a racket. Number 2, to sell something to on credit. To sell something to somebody else, possibly, on credit. So you're like, I'm going to sell it to you, but you pay me later? Something like that. Okay, that was that. And now we're going to go. We have now finance company, 2 words, noun from circa 1924. I want to say that was 100 years ago, but no, it was 101 years ago at the time of recording. This is a finance company is a company that makes usually small, short-term loans, usually to individuals, not businesses, not groups of individuals, single or maybe a couple or a throuple. Here's a small, short-term loan. You need a little bit of a bonus, a little bit of a help to get your feet back on the ground, to get this house, to get this thing that would be really beneficial for you. They are a company that finances. That's the verb that we just talked about. Okay, that's great. Now we're going to go financial. Adjective from 1769. Let's scoot this up because we're at the bottom of the page. Financial is relating to finance or financiers. Ooh, fancy word. Examples are financial aid, talking about the student loans, aiding financially, helping out. Also, the financial district. So it's relating to money or people providing money. The financial district, that's the part of the city where all of the finance people go to work and maybe afterwards drink and eat and talk about money. That's all they do, just all the time. They work and eat and sleep money. Financially is an adverb. They lived their life financially. Now we have financials. Noun from 1972. It is financial statistics. That's it. The statistics, learning about the financial statistics. It's like, what is the probability of this financial thing happening? The example is reviewed the company's financials. Or maybe it's not probabilities, it's just, what's their information? Let's look at the books. What are their financials? Now we have financier, financier, or financier, or financier. I think we just emphasized every single one of those syllables. Let's see. This is a noun from 1618. Number 1, one who specializes in raising and expending public monies. So they're raising public monies, they're getting money, fundraising from the public, and then they're spending it. Number 2 is one who deals with finance and investment on a large scale. So I would have thought that a financier is one who is maybe using their own money to pay for something, to get something funded. But based on these 2 definitions, it says that they are helping to raise money, or also just one who deals in finance and investment on a large scale. So they're just dealing with the money. Maybe you hire a financier to help you do your investments or whatever. I don't know. They're just dealing with money. That's what they do, a financier. Financing. How do you say this one? Financing? Noun from 1827. The act or process or an instance of raising or providing funds, but also the funds thus raised or provided. So the funds are the financing and also just that process of trying to raise the money is financing. I got to get financing. What you're usually getting financing for a car or a house or some sort of large payment. I always just had a big problem with this whole idea of going into debt, and it's just the standard thing that most people do just to live your life is to just go into debt and have to get a loan to have a car, to have a place to live. And it was always a very irritating idea to me. And I've had to just deal with that. But I would love to be in a position to not have to be in debt. Oh, I would love it if everybody could not have to be in debt. But our system is so messed up. Okay. Next we have finasteride. Ooh, finasteride. Finasteride. This reminds me of a It's Always Sunny episode we just watched. There's a character named Shadynasty, and then you see her name in lights, and somebody's like, Shady Nasty? They had some fun with that name. Okay. Finasteride is a noun from 1989. This is a nitrogenous steroid derivative, C23H36N2O2, that is used especially to treat symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia and to increase hair growth in male pattern baldness. Oh, interesting. Finasteride. Well, where does this come from? It's from the prefix fina, F-I-N-A. It says origin unknown. And plus, let's see, the ster, S-T-E-R, from testosterone, and then the I-D-E from amide. And I'm sure it's all very scientific-y reasons why they chose all those, but I don't know. The first part is of unknown origin, which is fascinating to me. The scientists don't even know where it came from. Finback, noun from 1725. The synonym is fin whale, which is, it's going to be a few episodes from now. Fin whale, so many episodes from now. Okay, so a fin whale is a fin back. I don't know why we call whales in relations to backs, humpback, front back. I don't know my whale names. Okay. Next is finca, F-I-N-C-A, noun from 1878. A rural property, ranch, or farm in Spain or Spanish America. They call it a finca. It just says it's a Spanish word. I feel like I need to look up what does finca mean in Spanish. I don't think I've ever heard of this finca word in Spanish. Let's see. We got to set this to Spanish. Where's Spanish in the list? Here it is. And then let's type F-I-N-C-A. It just means a state. That's what it is. And so that's what it is in Spain or Spanish America. Okay, never heard of that one. Very good to know. Now we have our last word. It's our last word. That's my fake sound, probably completely unrealistic, inaccurate sound of a finch. F-I-N-C-H. Noun from before the 12th century. Any of numerous passerine songbirds having a short, stout, usually conical bill, adapted for crushing seeds. The finches are so good at crushing seeds. That's the only thing they're good at. There are multiple family names here. We have Fringillidae, Estrillidae, Estrildidae, the double D there, Estrildidae, Emberizidae, and Cardinalidae. Whoa, so many families of finches. the finch family is huge. Let's see. Anything else to say about this? Well, interesting that they talk about the bill because that was one of the aspects of the finches that Darwin studied and was like, oh, there's something interesting going on here. There's finches from that island and finches from that island, and the foods that they eat are different. And their bills are different. Whoa, there's something going on here. The bills on that island are so well suited for those foods, and the bills on that island are so well suited for those foods. That's how Darwin talked. What's going on? Evolution, which is always happening. Let's see. Etymologically, it's from Old English finch, F-I-N-C. I don't know how they pronounce that one. Akin to the Old High German fincho, which means finch, and perhaps to the Greek spiza, which means calffinch, or no, chaffinch. Was that a word that we had here? Chaffinch? Let's see, C-H-A-F-F. There's a double F in that one. Here we go. Oh, yes, it's one of the finches. Interesting. Well, let's post at least one picture of a finch on the social media, and maybe I guess a link to Darwin's finches if you want to go learn about that whole thing and process and stuff. Okay, that's it. Now we got to pick a word of the episode. We're so excited to do that, everybody. Let's get going and pick a word of the episode. Today we had finalize, finalist, finality, finalize, final solution, finance, finance company, financial, financials, financier, financing, finasteride, finback, finca, finca, and finch. I'm going to pick financier as the word of the episode because I want to be a financier. I want to pay for movies to get made. It doesn't have to rhyme. That's okay. All right. Now, let's talk about a movie that we watched. Because that's the part of the show that is now. Nosferatu. This is the new 2024 Nosferatu movie. I didn't even realize until afterwards that Nosferatu was played by Bill Skarsgård, who also played It, the clown, in the new It movies. And so I guess if you just need a creepy, big-eyed guy in heavy prosthetics, Bill's your guy. Although I think he did say that he's sort of done with that. He wants to move on to something else, which I respect. What to say about this movie? It's gotten not necessarily mixed reviews. I think it's largely liked, but people are like, yeah, it's good. And some people are like, it's amazing. And we enjoyed it. It's visually beautiful. The acting is so good. It is creepy. It's very good. Is this a spoiler? You get to see a briefly naked Nosferatu if you're into that sort of thing. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I just had to look up the Golden Globes quickly to see if I could remember what it was that I wanted to talk about. And there's a couple of things, sort of related, actually. The winner for, I think it was best, let's just confirm this, best motion picture, musical or comedy, was, yes, Emilia Perez. And this was a movie that I knew nothing about. I think it had 10 nominations. It won at least 4 awards. And somehow it went under my radar. Not that that's too hard to do, but Sharon had learned about it and saw that it was playing somewhere and then read reviews. And a lot of the reviews were very negative, and she thought, let's not watch it. But we now know, knowing a little bit more about this movie, is that those negative reviews probably came from mostly men, probably American, who have some sort of hatred towards women and also trans women, because that is who this movie is about. Stars and the lead character is a trans woman, and there are, I think, at least three other females who are women who are leading this film, and it's just so frustrating that there are people who are giving things negative reviews, really just based on those very surface level things. And it's not surprising, but it's incredibly frustrating. And so I now really want to watch this movie because I saw some clips and it looks pretty interesting and fun and good, because clearly if it got 10 nominations, it must be pretty darn good. On a similar note, I have noticed over years and years and decades, most of my life, that in the actress categories, female actor in a supporting role or a lead role in not just the Golden Globes, but of course the Oscars, those are the two main ones that I watch, that there's always... what am I trying to say? There's always a number of those nominations that I have never heard of. For some reason, the movies that are getting made with female leads, a lot of those times they are not getting the marketing. They're not getting the play, the wide-ranging common knowledge that the male movies are getting. And it's there's always at least 3 or 4 or something of those nominations that I'm just not aware of, and I have to go search. If I had the time, I would search out them all and watch them all, but I don't have that time. And so same thing happened this year. There were like 3 or 4 of those Best Actress nominated movies that I had not been aware of. And it's just so frustrating. Why? Is it because it's a woman in the lead role? That they, like Lee, we watched Lee, we found out about it because she was nominated, and we're like, oh, I remember seeing that poster, but it was like, that's it. What happened to it? Why did it go away? That's another movie that has gotten some negative reviews, probably because it's led by a woman. Oh, this stuff is so frustrating. So, hey, go watch some movies. There's some really important movies out there. And congratulations again to Flo. All the best animated nominations. They're all great. I haven't seen 2 of them, but I'm just going to assume they're great, and I would like to see them eventually. Wild Robot was probably my second choice for that category. Anyway, so much talking. Let's end this. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.